Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Someone's in private comms. DC static. Who is that? Alright, so quick. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2, 2, 2, testing. Alright, so first and foremost, hi, this is King Reaper. Originally I was going to do this as a video, but I might as well do it as a live stream because, you know, people who end up popping in, they can, you know, put their comments in here, and if they have an idea, they can gladly put it up. But, I want to talk about DC Universal Online and things that they could do that would make this game a lot better. And I'm going to go off of not episodes. Plain and simple, not episodes. There could be missions and stuff like that, but not episodes. Now, the reason why I'm going to say episodes to be more, missions to be more specifically, that we can, you know, talk about missions, is because this game severes quality of life missions. Hold up. Sorry, gotta sneeze. Alright, so quality of life missions. That could be a variety of things. That could be, honestly, bounties. Bounties are technically missions. Alright, so, like, DC Universal Online has a nasty little thing with their hub world. And that is, it's still post-Brainiac. Or pre-Brainiac's defeat. And I know, you know, just saying, getting rid of the whole Brainiac hub shit would be a lot of effort, but it needs to happen. So, number one thing that they could do that will add a little more to the game is getting rid of these Brainiac bottles. I'm sorry, they need to go. They don't even really factor in a whole story a whole lot with just missions here and there. You know, the Brainiac bottles do not play a huge factor. Now, like I said, I do believe that they need to get rid of these bottles. They do hinder a lot, and it feels kind of weird that they're still here. Especially, like, if you go to, like, other missions, like Apocalyptic Gotham or Flashpoint Gotham, you get to see the area without the bottles. And it's like, holy shit. Half the island is just freaking bottles? Like, what the hell? You know, personally, they need to get rid of them. The bottles, they should be no longer a thing. And yeah, they can update the hub world. DC's Daybreak could update the hub worlds. That'd be a lot nicer. And if they cannot do that, give us a new hub world set. Purified Gotham, or like repaired Gotham or repaired Metropolis. Because Gotham specifically, half the island is wiped out, and with Metropolis, the buildings that are bottled are the buildings that show that it's Metropolis. Like the Daily Planet is bottled. Wouldn't it be cool to explore the Daily Planet? And like I say, another thing that they could do with it is, use that with bounties. I would love for us to have more our stuff with bounties in the game. A bunch of different type of bounties would be awesome, especially with the hub worlds. Not episode orientated, none of that, just bounties in general. Use characters that you haven't been using in a long time. Like, fun fact, you guys don't ever see Joker in any of these missions. Like, any newer mission, I think Joker has been in one episode, in all seriousness. And was cameoing in, like, 2. And it's weird to think about it, but it's like it's there, that's the thing, you see it and then you can't unsee it. But like I said, bounties would be like adding new bounties and adding new solo and duo missions would be awesome. And like short missions, like okay, so Gotham has a subway mission where you fight the Penguin, right? After I finish this up, I'll show that. But like, it's a fun little mission that you can do with either by yourself or with friends. That just adds on to it, and they also have an alert here. Why not explore upon that with both Gotham and Metropolis? 6 missions for Gotham, 6 missions for Metropolis. And I would say they could be like kind of like a daily. So, okay, let's see. On top of this, I would say either make them solos and duos, because making them an alert would seem a little much, especially nowadays with just people in the game. It's really hard to cooperate with a lot of people in the game nowadays. It's sad to say it, but it's true. And at least with solos and duos, if you're strong enough, you could do a duo all by yourself. Like, you could do a private match and do a duo all by yourself. It's a little tougher, but yeah. But let's say that you go to Gotham, you have like a little thing that pops up. It's like, hey, this is a daily mission. It's like, hey, there's a threat going on in Gotham, or there's a threat going on in Metropolis. You could pick which one to go to. Or, if you are, let's say if you're a Gotham-centric hero, like if you're a Batman mentor, like if you're mentored by Batman, you get the Gotham mission. So if you're mentored by Superman or Wonder Woman, you get the Metropolis missions. Now, how I would do it specifically, I would do it in a way that literally implements, well, I would do more of a simulation kind of thing. Okay, so let's say, you get a pop-up, goes, go to the GCPD building. Like, let's say this, like the bat signal, will stay up until you claim it, right? just to say that you haven't claimed it yet. Or it'll pop up the moment you haven't claimed the mission. Now you can redo those missions in your on-duty tab, but when you want to get the currency or get certain things or certain rewards, it will pop up on the GCPD building. Now, how it would work is you would put Commissioner Gordon on top of the roof for the GCPD for the Gotham segment of those missions. And like I said, there will be 6 of them that will pop up. And they're just going to be like something standard I'll have in Gotham. Like, Commissioner Gordon will be right here. And what you do is you interact with him. He gives you the mission. And since there'll be 6, there'll be 2 Joker missions. And then the other 4 of them are going to be the other villains. So there's going to be Joker's wreaking havoc in downtown Gotham. You could go to that mission setup area. Like, you don't fly over there, you just go onto the on-duty tab, or go to the daily tab where it will pop up to warp to the mission. Like, and it'll be like Joker threatening to bomb the entire city, and you have to stop Joker all by yourself. Like, you don't have any other allies, but either by yourself or with your other teammate. You get the mission basis from Oracle. And then you just fight the Joker. Maybe you have to defuse some bombs here and there and save civilians. The second Joker mission, will be Joker's kidnapped Robin, or Joker has set up essentially something with the Joker. It's literally just a boss fight, and maybe you have to save someone or defuse some bombs. And then other villains, I would say, is like you could go Killer Croc was caught in the sewers, and you have to track him down and defeat him due to the fact of him robbing banks. Or Mr. Freeze has been caught stealing supplies from GothCorp to save his dying wife. Two-Face kidnapping kidnapping a politician. You need to save the politician before Two-Face reaches his final verdict. And for the hell of it, we'll throw Riddler in there, and we'll just say Riddler has set a series of puzzles to throw Batman off the trail. So you need to track down the Riddler to stop him while Batman is busy. Have like different missions where you have to do certain things. And the rewards could be a variety of things, like some extra cash here and there, or even better, source marks. Give us another avenue for source marks, and it gives us hub world dailies.
Chance for an encore.
Now for the villain side, since I would say 6 there, it'll be 2 Batman missions and 2 Bat Family orientated. Let's say Batman, let's see. Batman's at Amusement Mile. Tracking down the Joker. Since he's caught in that, since he's near that area and he's getting close to defeating, going after Joker's plans, you have to defeat Batman as a villain. Or the crooks of Gotham found one of Batman's secret bunkers. You have to infiltrate the area and defeat Batman. Or Nightwing is getting away. Nightwing is Nightwing is tracking down Scarecrow, and you need to go to Scarecrow's base to stop Nightwing, so on and so forth. Missions like that, and then the same thing with Metropolis. You know, do the same thing with Metropolis missions, like there, and the villain side as well. That gives us a bunch of unique missions with, you know, just little quality of life boss battles. And then update bounties. I like the rogues. Don't get me wrong. I like the rogues bounties, but there should be a little more Gotham rogues for like the Gotham hub world, and more Superman rogues for a Superman hub world. Like, wouldn't it be nice to, you know, track down, let's say, wouldn't, like, just throwing it out there. What if, like, you randomly ran into Killer Croc robbing a bank in Gotham City, and you had to fight that as a bounty? Or, like, Livewire is absorbing energy from a factory in Metropolis, and you could take her down. Those would be some good bounties. You know, not too strong, but, you know, something that you could fight. You know, another character you could fight, and it adds more to the city, more stuff to do. And it's not like they're they're not episodes or anything. They're just missions that you could just enjoy, and just adds a little more sauce to the worlds, right? On top of that, removing the bottles. Once you remove the bottles of Gotham, because honestly, I do believe they should remove those bottles. And just, you could add a little more in-depth to it. Because there's a whole small segment over here where Brainiac is at. It doesn't need to be this large space in all seriousness. And personally, I honestly do believe it would be nicer to have it give us like repaired Gotham and repaired Metropolis, so you don't have to worry about it. You know, give us more stuff to add to it, because this is kind of upsetting to see. But it is something that people would actually enjoy. You know, something that it would add more variety to the worlds, and it'll also probably get a lot more people to play the game. Like, it's not OP item, it's not like a base item, and on top of that, let's say if you defeat it, you get like a suit piece. So like I said, the mission's basis. If you do the hero tab, you can get maybe like a Batman utility belt or a two-tone Batman cape. And then like, see, or Robin shirt piece. You know, the short sleeve classic Robin chest piece. Or like, on top of that, Batgirl's cowl. That's something they haven't added in the game. And before, I'm not counting Orphan's Batgirl cowl, not the Cassandra Cain Batgirl cowl. I'm talking about Barbara Gordon's Batgirl cowl. They could add that in the game. Or Duke Thomas's Signal chess piece. For Superman-oriented stuff, you could probably get, like, I don't know, since they've been doing other heroes in that main hub area, I would say what they could do is Green Lantern Slimline. That would be kind of nice. You know, get the standard Green Lantern suit. You know, not overly detailed, just the standard Green Lantern suit that you see all the NPCs have when you see the Green Lanterns. Like it's a slimline box. Same thing with Sinestro Corps and all that. Do stuff like that. Or just because I would think it would be really nice for them to do it, but I highly doubt they would because it is Superman emblem. Superboy's t-shirt. Just flat out Superboy's t-shirt. Make it color locked. There you go, Superboy's t-shirt. Actually, I think they could do that because technically, as long as it doesn't have the yellow on the inside, they don't care. So they technically could do that. But I digress. That should be the things that they should be adding. You know, giving us a little more variety or in-depth looks of certain characters or stories even. But give us more chances to actually be like our own hero in the city that we choose to operate in. That would be massively important. And I do say that they could cut out those little Brainiac missions right there because they're not really worth much. And the ones that are really important are the ones that you actually have to go inside the bottles, and they're already on duty, so you could do that later. But like, in all seriousness, this is an eyesore. This sucks to see this. Like, Metropolis doesn't really have a whole lot of bottles all over the place. But it still has bottles, and it's on the important it has the bottles on the most important landmarks. Like, see, there's bottle. Like, I think that's the Daily Planet, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go up there to make sure. But see, you remove the bottles, you have the ability to explore the Daily Planet. I think no, this is not the Daily Planet, is it? No, it is. We're gonna go look for the Daily Planet real quick. Okay, that has to be the Daily Planet. So see the LexCorp Tower, because thinking about the Birds of Prey mission. This has to be the Daily Planet then. Yep, Daily Planet right here. See, like, wouldn't it be cool to explore the Daily Planet? Like, I hate the fact that it's bottled. It's stupid that it's bottled. Now, another thing that they can add to the game that would be DC fan, and this is something that James Gunn to take notes. James Gunn could bring back the Legends, like Daybreak could bring back Legends. You know, the Legends characters and all that. I know they gave up on it for some odd reason, and it's kind of insane to say that, but the whole legend stuff is really cool. It's actually a really nice thing to, you know, you're able to, instead of making your own, like, OC of that character, or like me, because I'm an iconic, like, my character's an iconic, you had the chance to actually play as Batman. You know, why not give us, like, hey, this is DCU Superman. Like, you get to play as DCU Superman now. You know, kind of like what they were doing with, you know, the Supergirl stuff, like with Supergirl. You know, they added CW Supergirl in the game before they, you know, fully got rid of Iconics. Or fully got rid of Legends.
Thanks for the backup.
But I hate the fact that how ashamed Daybreak is with this game, in all seriousness.
This is my TV now.
And yes, I'm gonna flat say these, like, it does feel like that Daybreak is ashamed that it's a DC game. That's a shame that this is a DC game. And it could be the fact is that this is a licensed game, not a, like, in all seriousness, it's not really something that Warner Brothers owns. This is all Daybreak. Daybreak is just you know, just borrowing the license to keep this game afloat. I would say what Warner Brothers could do is go, hey, we're going to do a full-blown merger with Daybreak. We're going to give you all the bells and whistles, and you don't have to ask for the licensing anymore. And we're just going to let you do what you want. Like, you know, we like what you have right now. We're going to keep the setup, and because first and foremost, people have talked about this game dying and all this. People have said that the game's about to die, the game's going to be shut down and all this. It has yet to be shut down. It has yet to be shut down. And by the way, anyone who's begging for this game to be shut down, what the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously? If this game gets shut down, they're not going to make a sequel. They're not going to make a sequel, especially with how turned off people are at live service games. Because MMOs are a live service game. This game still has a prominent fan base. So this game should stay as long as it stay as long as it, you know, as long as it can. Especially because it's a comic book world. You know, it's unapologetically a comic book world. Wow, that is actually kind of disturbing to see this. I'm in phase 1 and there's barely people here. But it's the middle of the afternoon for me. Yeah. It's almost damn near 5 o'clock for me, and usually there's usually a ton of people here. But yeah, it's, you know, let this world stick around. Give us a little more in depth. Give us a little more, like, add a little more sauce to the world. It's not really a bad concept, and personally, a lot of people would enjoy this game a lot more if you just gave us a little bit of extra, you know, a little bit of stuff that, you know, people can enjoy. Like the power augments. The power augments are really cool. You know, gave us a couple different lantern rings. Which, by the way, I absolutely... I wish that they would give us, like, the light augments. Go, oh, here's a Sinestro and here's a Green Lantern ring. So you don't... Because they've already done fire and water. So, it just makes a lot of sense. Come on, just do it. Like, you already opened that can of worms for that, so... But that's the point, you know? Something that would be... it would be kind of nice to do something like that. Now, another thing that they could do that add on to this game would genuinely be more or less just... mainly due to my own little nitpick. Give people the ability to change their faction. You can rechange your body type. You can rechange your powers. You can change your personalities when it comes to your stance and all that. But one thing that's prominent in comic books is sometimes heroes will become villains and sometimes villains will become heroes. You know, let's say like you can't do that until you finish your mission settings. And once you do it, you can change the, like, you can do a power or like a villain hero respec. But it'll only work until you finish all your missions, so you don't get screwed over by it. But like I said, give us the ability to change hero to villain to hero. That would be something that a lot of people would love to do, because then, one, you don't have to, you know, change your tune, or you don't have to start from square one if you want to make a hero character, because you could just go for the hero faction at that point. You know, and a lot of people, they usually do that for PvP stuff anyways. They don't really do it for, like, missions. I hate to say it, but that's kind of the truth behind it. And it's not like it matters a whole lot anyways anymore, because they did do cross-faction shit, so now you can have cross-faction leagues and all that. Which is stupid, but, yeah. And then, see, on top of that, another thing they could do... I don't remember having them in my... Okay. But another thing that would be really, really freaking cool, mainly due to the fact is that, you know, we have Gotham, we have Metropolis. You could just give us a Central City hub world. Like a large city like how you have Gotham and Metropolis. Large Central City, maybe a large Bloodhaven, Dakota City, Coast City. You could do stuff like that, you know. Add some unique, you know, architecture so, you know, you could tell them apart. But that would be something that would be really solid for, well, just the game in general. Is that the racetrack? Or what people use as the racetrack? Yep, it's the area where people use for the racetrack. But yeah, no. I want something that would just add more to the game. I forgot to snipe that. I forgot to snipe the killer. Snipe. That's literally what I just did, just snipe. Now, base items, there's not really a whole lot you can do that's going to get people to drag along, to come back to the game. It'll just be, nice touches here and there that I personally feel would be really nice to have. Since we're doing tests and all this in the game. Genuinely speaking, we have Crypto. Why don't we have Ace? Seriously, why don't we have Ace the Bat Hound? He is crucial to Batman. Like, he is a crucial part to Batman's story. Ace pops up here and there, and he is a fan favorite. Why don't we have Ace the Bat Hound? Like, genuinely, like... See, I have an entire base. Like, my base, like, my Batcave would be really solid if I had the ability to have Ace the Bat Hound walking around. So I just can't walk up there. Damn, that is actually pretty solid. I think I did a pretty good job with that then. But yeah, no, just give us Ace the Bat Hound. Why not? Another base item idea that I could do, and another base pet that I could do. I mean, you could do Lantern Soldiers that roam around the area. Or better, since you have Ambush Bug who's able to roam around, why not do an Alfred Pennyworth? Or at least have Alfred Pennyworth as a base invitation. Or Lois Lane. But those are some stuff that they could add that would make the game infinitely nicer. Something that they could also add is more armor stands that we can have, or the ability to just change the armor style or armor stand base style. Fuck, I can't speak today. Give us something that we could do a little more with. Give us a little something something to add a little something something. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Brandon's base real quick. him, he literally, like, with Brandon, he has Crypto and Streaky. Like, Crypto and Streaky are both fixtures to his base. You know, there's Crypto and there's Streaky. On top of that, he has slimlines where he can do different types of suits. Like, look, they gave him the Superman Blue slimline, the Superman Beyond. Then there's also the Fallen God Superman armor. Which, by the way, I love the fact that he actually... Oh yeah, I did help him with that. But, yeah, he has the ability to do, like, that solid color scheme. And then there's, you know, his classic Superman suit. The armored Superman suit that I redid for him. His Kingdom Come suit. And then if we go over here, you can see the Stuart Defender suit. With a little more meat and potatoes to it. To give it, you know, the nicer look to it. Add stuff like that, you know, a little bit more embarrassed. To give more in depth to the story character. Fuck, I can't speak. I'm surprised he hasn't put Supergirl up in here, but also he doesn't get on the game at all, so that's kind of upsetting. But anyways, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go do something real quick. Peace.